Welcome to this week's edition of the Dixie Sun News at Noon. I'm Hannah Hickman.
And I'm Sarah Richardson. Thanks for tuning in.
Let's start with a look at upcoming legislation in the state. In a 51-20 vote, House Bill 278 that would allow a Dixie state name change has passed the House, now making its way to the Senate. Also in the Senate is Bill 45, which would allow Utah veterans to audit classes at state institutions of higher learning. Under this bill, veterans can enroll in registration and tuition-free courses with availability but won't receive college credit. Thinking about running for student government? This is for you. In order to run for student body president or a vice president position, each applicant needs to submit a letter of intent, a resume, a photo, and a paragraph that details your platform to BlazerLink. Further information, such as letters of recommendation and a petition of at least 100 students, needs to be submitted to Institute of Politics Director Vince Brown. Applications are due tomorrow at 5 p.m.
DSU's next round of free COVID testing is coming up. The university is once again providing tests for any interested students who either live on campus or at least taking one in-person class. Testing will be in the ballroom of the Gardner Building from February 16th through the 19th. To register for a test or to sign up to volunteer and help administer tests, students can visit wellness.dixie.edu.
Opening up more opportunities for students. DSU is offering new degrees and certificates, which include a bachelor's degree of applied science and professional studies, associate degree of science and information technology, associate degree of science and pharmacy preparation, 2 certificates in applied statistics, and a certificate in music technology.
We want to be certain that we're providing multiple on-ramps for students so they can get into a program, get into the university. And sometimes that's through a certificate program, sometimes that's through an associate's program, and sometimes bachelor's. We also trying to create off-ramps so that once you've gotten to a point where you've earned enough and you have the credentials or competencies or experience that you can leave the university as well and have something when you leave.
The Sears Invitational Art Show is right around the corner. Not only is it free for students, but is the only fundraiser for the Sears Art Gallery.
Right now, we have a wonderful show up that is going to open to the public on Saturday, and then it's open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6. It's always free, and this is the most important show of the year for the museum because it's our only fundraiser, and it's in its 34th year, so we're very excited about that. It's just a joy to see the art, and we just want you to come and experience that because understanding culture and the arts is a very important part of your education. So we really hope that you will come and enjoy this place.
If you struggle with the motivation to work out, DSU is looking to fix that. The HPC is partnering with fitness app Pilo to reward students for being active. Just visit the HPC, the SAC, or the volleyball court and the app will automatically check you in. You earn points for working out and double if you bring a friend. Then you can redeem points for offers with your favorite brands. Pilo is also available on the App Store and Google Play. It's Black History Month, an extra special time of the year to celebrate the accomplishments of African American around us. Here's Olivia Rude with more.
Black History Month.
Black History Month is also American history, and we are all doing this together. I asked students on campus what Black History Month means to them.
Black History Month is important to me because there's so many people that have affected our history. So we have to really pay respects to those people who really have changed our history as we know it.
It shows all the things that were created by Black people, and it just puts everything out there.
I guess Reconstruction and stuff, the latter half of the 1800s. It's kind of a big turning point for human rights in our nation, I think.
For all of the things that have gone on especially over the last year alone, it feels like this month, every year grows more and more important because we have to look at us coming together.
It's not taught to a lot of people, and it wasn't taught a lot throughout history, so it's important that we go back now.
I think it's very important to know what Martin Luther King has done for everybody.
They changed history, like how the Americans could be together without violence.
Being an African American, I've experienced prejudice and stuff, and yeah, that's just why.
It's important because it's the day to we celebrate how after a long time of segregation and slavery, now we're a united community.
So it's super cool that we're embracing this other culture.
This is the main month that we can celebrate Black success.
National parks are now requiring visitors to wear masks. President Joe Biden issued an executive order that requires masks be worn on federal property, which includes national parks. Visitors and employees must wear masks in all their buildings and facilities, and also on lands where social distancing cannot be maintained, such as busy or narrow trails.
Love is in the air at DSU. Here's what students have to say about Valentine's Day.
If you did, how would you go about celebrating Valentine's Day during a pandemic?
I would just honestly sit at my house and just eat.
So far, just hoping to ask this girl to be my Valentine.
Ooh.
Hopefully get a nice date on and spend the night with her.
I'd probably go to either me or my boyfriend's house and just celebrate at like one of our houses, stay inside. Maybe go out for dinner, like do takeout, something like that, but mostly stay at home.
We just get in school where you have Valentine's Day and people brought cute little treats with the things wrapped. We usually do that and then doorbell ditch them to ourselves, I guess, and then run away and then they try to find us. It's fun.
I'm not seeing anyone right now, so I might just have a movie marathon, or maybe I'll go as a bachelor down to Vegas and just drive around.
I booked out this really cool, I don't even know what to call it. It's like this, it's kind of on the way to Kolob. There's these really cool, they're tents you can stay in, but we chose a more indoor option over there just because we don't know how cold it's gonna be. So my wife and I are gonna go stay there. It's also my wife's birthday, so yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Probably dinner, and would depend on the girl.
That looks super fun. I don't know about you, but what are your plans for Valentine's Day?
Not anything too special. I'm going home for the weekend for President's Day, so I guess it all kind of ties together. Any plans for you?
No, I'm just going back home as well, so I guess I'll see where the weekend takes me.
Well, speaking of Valentine's Day weekend plans, after the break I'll be reviewing some of the fine dining establishments in St. George.
Because of you, I feel not alone in this world. And you let me know that it only takes one person to make you feel wanted.
Valentine's Day is coming up, and if you're struggling on figuring out where to take your significant other, don't worry. I found some things you can split for two at some of the best fine dining establishments in St. George. First up, we went to the Painted Pony. The restaurant opened in 2001 and is located right on the corner of St. George Boulevard and Main Street. On their website, they claim to have perfected the fine art of using fresh ingredients and delicate flavoring, so I put it to the test. So here we have our bacon wrapped duck, which is stuffed with some apple, a little bit of garnish with the apple crisp and a celery puree, kind of for some plating. Beautiful presentation. I love what they did here. I am so excited to dig in. Oh my goodness. Oh, here goes the plating. I'm excited. It has a bit of a smoky feel to it, if that makes sense. And then there's some I really like the texture. It's not too hard to chew. There's a crispy flavor from the bacon, savory from the meat, and then on the inside the apple kind of contrasts and makes it really sweet. So all of it together tastes really, really good. So I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Second, we went across the street to Wood Ash Rye. Wood Ash Rye is known for its share style of dining. Groups can order multiple dishes in smaller proportions, allowing customers to try more than one dish. We decided to try their pork rinds, which are prepared with barbecue sauce and honey, and the lamb korma. So a really good crunchy texture. The honey really ties it all in. It's very sweet, really salty. It's not too hot. I really like it. So here we have lamb korma, and it's a braised lamb, house-made hummus, pine nuts, mint and scallion oil, and this is naan bread. I'm really excited to get, the plating is really nice. I really like the paprika everywhere. It's pleasing to the eye. I'm excited to dig in. It's kind of a darker flavor of lamb, if that makes sense. It tastes really good with the naan bread, and the hummus is definitely a good flavor in there. After thorough review, give it a 6 out of 10.
Last but definitely not least is Cliffside. Cliffside is known for its ambiance and its beautiful view over St. George. Cliffside was opened in 2014 and has won many awards in service since. Here I decided to order their fish taco duo, which is sofrito marinated fish, napa cabbage slaw, queso fresco, cilantro, pickled red onions, served with jasmine rice pilaf and roasted corn and black bean salsa. The dish I think was my favorite out of the 3. It comes with 2 tacos, perfect for you and your date to split. Altogether, I found it had a very colorful array of flavors. I really enjoyed the rice pilaf, which has a very warm and welcoming taste to it. In my review, I'd give it a generous 9 out of 10. There you have it, folks. There was my review of some plates to split for 2 at some of the best dining services in St. George.
After the break, Michael will break down sports.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Men's soccer schedule has been updated today and it will not be competing at its next 2 games due to COVID-19 protocols. The Trailblazers were scheduled to play San Diego State University and California Baptist. DSU previously faced Air Force and they were shut out 4-0. Let's see if the Trailblazers step up their game all around next week against San Jose State University at Greater Zion Stadium. Volleyball will be looking to bounce back against former Pac West rival California Baptist after dropping its last 2 matches. The Trailblazers were previously swept by Grand Canyon University in both match sets. The Lobes dominated DSU offensively by having a huge kill difference with 88-59. Outside hitter Sidney Johnson stood out in both matches with a combined 11 kills, 2 blocks, and 6 digs. The Trailblazers will take on the Lancers on Monday at 6 p.m. and Tuesday at noon at Burns Arena. Men's golf will have to wait 1 month to compete for its first D1 victory in its program's history. The Trailblazers previously finished 7th place with an overall minus 857 at the Southern Utah Pizza Hut Pat Hicks Thunderbird Invitational. Freshman Amon Udine and sophomore Davis Heslington had the best outings for the Trailblazers, finishing in 17th place. DC will compete again at the Sacramento State Invitational. Women's golf is in the same boat as men's golf in terms of trying to earn its first D1 victory. The Trailblazers previously competed at the CSU Bakersfield Valley Invitational, where they finished in 8th place with an overall plus 98, 962. Sophomore Abby Livingston led the way for DSU with a 19th place finish overall and owning a plus 19, 235. The Trailblazers will be in their next tournament match at the Texas A&M Corpus Christi on February 22nd through the 23rd. The men's basketball team will looking to gain back momentum against new in-state rival Utah Valley University. The Trailblazers split its previous doubleheader against Seattle University. Game 1 against the Redhawks, DC had a difficult time locking down Seattle U's guards Aaron Nettles and Darian Tremmel. Both Redhawk players combined for 50 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. However, the Trailblazers had 5 players score in double figures and made 28 out of 31 free throws to help them get the win over Seattle U 77-76. Heading over to Game 2, the same problem happened defensively for DSU. The Trailblazers couldn't find a way to stop the Redhawks' dynamic duo. To go on top of the defensive struggles, DSU turned the ball over 23 times, which led to 22 points for Seattle U. The Redhawks took Game 2 by a final 77-56. The Trailblazers will hit the road to take on the Wolverines tomorrow and Saturday at 6 p.m. We thought that SUU game with DSU was huge, but this is conference, baby. This is a huge matchup for the DSU men's basketball team against UVU. I'm going to be pumped up for this matchup.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be definitely one to watch, and it sucks that both men and women's golf have to wait at least a month to try to score that D1 victory, but we're rooting for them.
Also with soccer, it's sad that they weren't able to play their game, but we're excited to see them play for the rest of the month.
Yeah, and their next home game is going to be against San Jose State, so can't wait for that too.
Yes, and to leave you on a fun note this Valentine's Day weekend, here's a look at what each state Googles for the holiday. The most popular terms were The Bachelor, breakup, and poetry. Here in Utah, it's The Bachelor. I was a little surprised for Utah that it did turn out to be The Bachelor, but at least we are not in the same boat as Alaska with being Tinder for the most searched.
And I would never have to guess Texas for poetry and California breakup. What do you have guessed at, Hannah?
I don't have anything. I'm not looking that up. I don't know. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's definitely, yeah, it's fun times. That's all I can say.
I've never watched The Bachelor. Have you guys?
No, never.
I have not kept up on this season, so I have no stake in it.
Maybe we'll have to join the rest of the state. That's our homework for this weekend.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's it for this week's edition of Dixie Sun News at Noon.
We will see you here next week, same time, same place.
Have a great week, Trailblazers.